order. Connellsville City Council meeting April 17, 2018. City Clerk, take the roll.
Councilman Keating.
Here.
Councilman Karpiak.
Here.
Councilman Topper.
Here.
Councilwoman Tazan.
Here.
Mayor Lincoln.
Here.
City Clerk is here. Solicitor Witt.
Here. Okay, we're going to stand for the pledge and then remain standing for the prayer, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
On the eve of this night of recognition of sacrifice, we're reminded of our first president who established the original Purple Heart, then at that time called the Badge of Military Merit. George Washington said these words, "Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. The people he has chosen as his own inheritance." And so may I be so bold as to amend those hallowed words by saying, "Blessed is the city whose God is the Lord, the people he has chosen as his own inheritance." Let us pray. Father, we again come before you for this council of leadership of this great city of Connellsville, for wisdom, for insight, and creativity. We ask that you would guide our thoughts and our decisions, our planning and our strategy. Lord, we ask you lead us with your compassion, guide us with your ability, as we echo the words that our first president prayed. O eternal and everlasting God, direct our thoughts, our words, and our work. Wash away that which is wrong in the immaculate blood of the Lamb, and purge our hearts by thy Holy Spirit. Daily frame us more and more in your likeness, that living in awe of you, we might walk in your favor. Help us to obtain favor amongst you, Lord, and amongst men. And may this great council be granted the courage, the integrity, and ability to lead this city into the greatness you intend. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we have some comments before we get into this Purple Heart proclamation. And Dan, you want to say a few words?
Good evening. I'm Daniel with the Fayette County Cultural Trust. And the Fayette County Cultural Trust is grateful to be working with the city of Connellsville and Matt Bridges, who manages the Legacy and Trail Division of the Military Order of the Purple Heart out of Springfield, Virginia. I'm very glad to see the support and effort from everyone in this room, to include Purple Heart recipients, veterans, family members, county commissioners, and also our other elected officials. The Cultural Trust has received countless emails from individuals, not only for support for this effort, but also wish to pay tribute and gratitude to those veterans who were wounded and or killed in action while protecting each and every one of us that are here today. This county, as well as Connellsville, has a very high number of Purple Heart recipients. It is not by their choice that they receive the Purple Heart, but by sacrificing their lives and paying the ultimate price for our freedom. I hope everyone that sees these signs in the city of Connellsville, the Purple Heart signs that we ordered here, pause and think about what sacrifices these brave men and women have given. Out of 57 cities in the state of Pennsylvania, Connellsville will only become the second city in the state behind Bedford to honor Purple Heart awardees in this manner. And I'd like to thank everybody here for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Bernie? Say your last name for me, Bernie.
Caffrey.
Caffrey, sorry.
Good afternoon. My name is Bernie Caffrey. I'm president of Chapter 5 Rolling Thunder in Uniontown. And thanks Connellsville for something like this. And like the man just said, it's only the second state in Pennsylvania to do something like this. It's a shame. And thank every veteran and every Purple Heart recipient. Thank you all and their families.
Thank you, Bernie. Dan, do you want me to give? Do you want me to give these to you and you can hand them out, or? This right here. All right. Well, you want me to do the proclamation when I come in? Because I think they got a little bit. Just wait 1 minute. We're gonna do this and then I'll bring you all up. Okay. Okay. It's the City of Connellsville, Pennsylvania proclamation, whereas the City of Connellsville, Pennsylvania has supported its military veteran population, and whereas the Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration in present use and was initially created as the badge of military merit by General George Washington in 1782. And whereas the Purple Heart was the first American Service Award or decoration made available to the common soldier and is specifically awarded to members of the United States Armed Forces who have been wounded or paid the ultimate sacrifice in combat with the declared enemy of the United States of America. And whereas the mission of the Military Order of the Purple Heart is to foster an environment of goodwill among the combat wounded veteran members and their families, promote patriotism, support legislative initiatives, and most importantly, make sure we never forget. And whereas the Connellsville area has a large, highly decorated veteran population, including many Purple Heart recipients, and whereas Connellsville appreciates the sacrifices our Purple Heart recipients made in defending our freedoms and believe it is important that we acknowledge them for their courage and show them the honor and support they earned. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Connellsville, Pennsylvania do hereby proclaim the City of Connellsville as a Purple Heart City and encourages the citizens of the City of Connellsville to show their appreciation for the sacrifices that Purple Heart recipients have made in defending our freedoms, to acknowledge their courage, and to show them the honor and support they have earned. Under by hand and seal, the City of Connellsville, this 17th day of April, in the year of our Lord 2018, Frank Lincoln, Mayor, City of Connellsville. Thank you, Dan. Dan's going to distribute these proclamations, and we're going to try to take a real quick picture.
We take a real quick picture of everybody with the Matt Bridges from Springfield, Virginia, wanted a picture for the Purple Heart magazine. We just get a quick picture. You want to take a picture? You want to be in the picture too?
You mean like you want something to burn or?
It doesn't matter. Y'all want to be in the picture?
No, that's your guys.
Okay. You can take this one. Okay, that's fine. You can- Everybody is here.
Yes, the Purple Heart.
Okay. Okay.
Well, family members.
Is your son here?
If you're a mom or a father, I think we should go.
He's stationed on Fort Lewis in Seattle.
Come on up here.
Yes, please take a picture.
Any family.
Any family wants to be a part of this.
Yep.
I represent him.
You gave him life.
Okay, so we all want to get a picture, so she's going to go first, and then you all have to hold your position until we come through.
You got one of them old-fashioned cameras.
Yeah. Everybody's just learning that she has a good camera. And we're going to need names up to from the paper. All right, I'm going to go.
Yeah, sorry,
Ready?
down. Okay, here once again. Good. All right, I'll get over here.
Ready?
I do.
1, 2, 3. What is I don't know what's going on with that. I think it took like 100,000 pictures. And squad. That's okay. I'm going to take well, there's 198 pictures on my computer.
should put it out there.
Kind of parking.
Yeah. Some parking.
That's a nice one.
That's a really nice one.
When they gonna get to sit.
Is there anybody else? There's the rest of this.
Great, you can say thank you.
I just, before you leave, Dan, I would, thank you for your hard work on this. I mean, this is definitely, you brought this to light and did all the, a lot of hard work put into this. And I'm honored to do this because, my wife's uncle was a Purple Heart recipient, and he lives in Michigan now. And I look forward to sending him one of these because I know he'll be proud to be from Connellsville and be recognized as a Purple Heart city. So this is a very big deal for the city, and I'm honored to be a part of this because it's just, we're doing the right thing.
Good job, dude.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I just wanted to say thank you to all the veterans, and I think this is an amazing thing for us to do, and I'm so glad Dan did all the work and like he always does for us. I also, Representative Warner sent me a message and said, unfortunately he's in Harrisburg. He wanted me to send his support and thanks to all the veterans and whose sacrifices make our freedoms possible today. So.
Well, the reason why we're having this meeting
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
I mean, this is because of our veterans and the active members that's going on right now. So I appreciate everything that you all do. Okay, now we're going to call up Lauren Nedrow and Taylor Triggs.
So we're here in support of the troop 53037 and 53056. And for our trip this summer, we would like to go to Georgia. And we need a couple more fundraisers to get us to go there. So one thing we would like to do is do a ghost walk around a couple of the blocks of the city. We would stop at a couple points to tell some stories. We would sell tickets at the Drainin' Festival. We're planning to do this on Memorial Day weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The name would be The Mystery of Connellsville, and it's just a walking ghost tour. We'd dress up, we'd have lanterns, and just take everyone around and tell them some fun stories.
Awesome. Now, where would be the meeting spot when you do this?
It would be the Little House, right by the Elks.
So at your house up by IC
Yes.
IC Church. So that's where you'll start the people come there to do the tour.
And the first spot will actually be there in the back of the yard.
Now, if they want to buy tickets before the Drainin' Festival, are you all going to have them ready then, or are you going to wait?
Yes, you can call a number, and you can also buy them at McCusker's Safe and Lock, which is just
McCusker Safe and Lock. What's the telephone number to call?
724-628-0130.
What's money there?
Yeah. We're going to, for Georgia because the person who created Girl Scouts, Juliet Lowe, was born in Savannah, and we're going to be going there to learn about
Savannah.
her.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Beautiful place. You'll all have fun down there.
Joan just won our Chamber Athena Award, and I had the privilege of giving the speech, and I was doing my research and was just amazed by how much work you guys have done at the Little House and the history behind them, ending the funding and how much work you guys have put into that. And great job. Very good job.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Good luck. Yes. And if you all would create some kind of a flyer, and that's
what we're
if you do that, and we can get we can put it up down here. But that's the easiest thing to share over social media is those flyers. All right. Okay, I think that is it. We're going to go into our regular meeting. Okay, our city treasurer, you are up. Okay.
Good evening.
Our city treasurer, you are up.
Good evening.
Thank you for coming.
Good evening, council and mayor. The report is in your packet, but we are
Good
having
evening,
a
council and mayor.
very busy April.
The
because
this is
report
the
is in
end
your
of the
packet, but
discount
we are
period.
having a very busy April.
But I will
because
explain
this
that
is the end of the. We have been a little
discount
slow
period.
getting work done due to
but I
the
will
QuickBooks
explain that
not being
up and
we have
running
been
the
a
way
little
it should.
slow getting work
So,
done.
we
due
hope
to
to have
the
everything solved
QuickBooks
in the next
not
few
being
days
up
and
be
and
back
running
on
the way it
schedule.
should.
But this
So,
should be a very
we
big
hope
month.
to
We
have
should take
everything
in
solved in the next few
approximately
days
$1 million
and be back on
dollars.
schedule.
But this should be a very big month. We should take in approximately $1 million.
Thank you.
How is the, people been using the credit
So
cards?
that's,
Yes.
a lot of people are very
Thank
pleased
you.
that they
How
can
is
pay
the,
with credit card.
People been using the
But
credit
we
cards?
will,
Yes.
maybe I should
A lot
say
of
they
people are
can't
very
pay their
pleased
ticket,
that
they can pay with credit card.
They have tried.
But we will,
So,
maybe I should
that is
say
not
they can't pay their
acceptable.
tickets.
Tickets like
with
parking
credit
tickets,
card.
or-
They have
Yeah, we're gonna
tried.
discuss that later.
So,
Yes.
there are quite a
That is
few
not acceptable.
tickets
You can't
coming
do
into our
Tickets like
office, so,
parking tickets?
We hit our mark. Yeah, we're gonna discuss
Yes.
that later.
yes, but they cannot
tickets
use
coming
the
into our
credit card for
office,
that.
so,
Will they ever be an option though?
Yes.
Is that an option?
But they cannot
Is
use
that an
the
option? Can
credit
they
card
pay with
for
credit
that.
cards? Will that ever be an option though? Is that an option? I mean, is that, we just don't have. Is that an option? Don't have it pay with credit cards?
We don't have it set up.
How hard would that be to set up? Is that something that's difficult process or we don't have it set up?
I don't think it would be, there have to be a separate account
How hard
for
would that
that.
be to set up? Is that something that's a difficult process?
So that'd be
or-
something we'd have to
I don't
set
think it
up.
would
be, there
We'll see
have
how
to be
this
a
goes. We'll
separate
continue
account
to-
for that.
Okay.
Make some,
Be over at
so that'd be
Summers,
something we'd
we'll
have to
see how
set
that
up,
line
yes.
account. We'll see how this
Okay.
goes as we continue to. Thank you.
Make some,
When we get overachievers, we'll maybe have to set up that account.
okay, sounds good.
Thank you. City
Mayor,
Controller?
City Council, if you see the last page of your packet, that's gonna be the money that's coming in probably within this week. City Council, that'll, if you see the last page of your packet, it's $262,712.20. That'll go into the general fund. Right now, our general fund is $262,000 this week. $712.23. After those checks will go in probably with this week. Our recreation fund, on your page, it's gonna say $11,500 because we've had some problems with QuickBooks. But actually, it's $17,000. On your page, it's gonna say $11,000 because we've had some problems with QuickBooks. And our liquid fuels, but actually, it's at $17,528.07. We're at $361,895. We just got our liquid fuels at the beginning of March. We're at $361,895.59 in the next month. Wonderful. Feeling pretty good, and there's no check we'll probably pick up there. All right, Bruce, thank you.
Wonderful. All right, we're gonna go into correspondence.
All righty, Bruce, thank you.
All right, we're gonna go into correspondence. All right. Yep. It's one positive thing we know it's in spring is New Haven's on their American flags. All right, campaign. Yep, it's one positive thing we know it's in spring. You see all these flags that are put up all through the city. That's another aspect of our volunteer fire department who handle. You see all these flags that are put up all through the city. That's all major holidays. Aspect of our volunteer fire department. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to sign a contract with New Haven Host Company for holidays. Volunteer fire department for the 250-star. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to sign a contract with the City Host Company for the police department. Volunteer fire department total cost 250-star large American flags mounted on a pole and displayed in front of City Hall in front of the police department on 10 holidays. Total cost for the contract will be
Councilwoman Kazan.
I so move.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilman Carpio?
Yes.
Councilman Hopper?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yes. City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilwoman Kazan.
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilman Carpio?
Yes.
Councilman Hopper?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yes. Collinsville Chamber of Commerce is planning their biggest fundraiser of the year, the Savor the Avenue. Be it resolved by the City Council, City of Collinsville Chamber of Commerce, permit the Greater Collinsville Chamber of Commerce, permission is fundraiser of the year, the Savor the Avenue. 9 p.m. Be it resolved by the City Council, City of Collinsville, 6 a.m. Permit the Greater Collinsville Chamber of Commerce, permission to Savor the Avenue, 3rd Street from 9 p.m. August 8, 2018 until 6 a.m. August 10, 2018 for their annual Savor the Avenue event. Pending approval of the police chief and fire chief.
Yes.
Councilman Carpio?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kazan?
Yes.
Yes. Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Hopper?
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilman Carpio?
Yes.
Councilwoman
Somerset
Kazan?
Trust
Yes.
is on there. Yes. Bar show again? Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to close North 7th Street to the adjacent alley between St. John's Church and Somerset Trust from 6 p.m. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to close North 7th Street and the adjacent alley between St. John's Church and Somerset Trust from 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. on June 26, 2018.
Second.
For Somerset Trust Car Cruise concert, pending review and approval of police chief and fire chief. I so move. Is there a second?
Suzanne?
Yes.
Second. Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Karpiak?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Councilwoman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. Paint Room is having their annual bike run. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to grant the Paint Room permission to close the parking lot West Apple Street and Meadow Lane off. Be resolved by the City Council of Saturday, June 16th, to grant the Paint Room permission to close the parking lot West Apple Street and Meadow Lane. Is there a second? On Saturday, June 16th, 2018, for the annual bike run.
Councilman
I so
Keady?
move. Is there a
Councilwoman
second?
Suzanne?
Second. Yes.
Councilman Karpiak?
Yes.
Councilman
City Clerk, take the
Crawford?
vote.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilwoman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Karpiak?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. We're going to approve the minutes from the, we had a late request, the Johnny Woodruff race. Approve the minutes from the, Be resolved by the City Council, City of Collinsville, to temporarily close the streets outlined on the attached route detail sheet on July 11th, 2018. Be resolved by the City Council, City of Collinsville, to temporarily close the streets outlined on the attached route detail sheet on July 11th, 2018. Further authorize the police department to assist traffic control, pending race to begin at 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Fire chief. Further authorize the police department to assist with traffic control, pending review. This is our biggest 5K of the. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
This is the 150. This is our biggest 5K of the. We don't get anything in between. It might snow. It's really you're right. It could be having snow. It could be the first time. I mean, you know. But it is a big fundraiser. It's really you're right. It could be having snow. It could be the first time. I mean, you know. It's really fun. But it is a big fundraiser. It preempts the St. Rita's Fair every year, so it's good to go burn off all those calories. Really fun. And it's the. It preempts the St. Rita's Fair every year, so it's good to go burn off all those calories. The next day, you know,
Yes. Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Councilman Karpiak? Yes. St. Rita's Festival?
Yes.
Yes. City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Approve the minutes from our last meeting. Be
Yes.
resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to approve the minutes from the March 20th, 2018 City Council minutes from our last meeting. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to approve the minutes from the March 20th,
Karpiak?
2018 City Council meeting. I
Yes.
so move. Is there a second?
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Clerk, take the vote. Yes.
Karpiak?
Waive the 4-day rule.
Suzanne?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to waive the 4-day resolution rule to allow for items submitted after the 4-day rule. Waive the 4-day rule tonight. Such resolution. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to waive the 4-day resolution rule to allow for items submitted after the 4-day rule. Clerk, take the vote at the meeting tonight. Such resolution will be marked with an asterisk.
Yes.
I so move. Is there a
Yes.
second?
Councilman Karpiak? Yes. Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Councilwoman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilman Karpiak? Yes. Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. All right, Chief. Come on up. This is the department report. We'll get to you. All right, Chief. Come on up. Let's do the department report.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, member of the City Council of Connellsville. I respectfully submit the following report. Honorable Mayor, member of the City Council of Connellsville, Connellsville Police Department. I respectfully submit the following report. $5,378.42 in fines was submitted to the City Treasurer. $378 complaints answered. There were 365 was submitted to the City Treasurer. Assistance 38 complaints answered. Courtesy warnings issued 18. Requests for assistance 38. Criminal related arrests courtesy warnings issued 18. Traffic accidents investigated 21. Traffic and criminal related traffic citations issued 94. Traffic accidents non-traffic citations issued 22. Traffic citations issued 90 traveled with the police vehicle. Non-traffic citations issued 22,373 total miles traveled with the police vehicles during the month was 5,373 miles. We're solving crime.
I see that. You guys are all been busy. So what's going on?
Very busy. What's going on? We're solving crime. The weather starts
I see
getting
that.
better.
You guys are all been busy.
We're running. Very busy.
Saturday was pretty, very busy
whenever the weather
day.
starts getting better. We're running.
Yeah, Saturday was pretty, it's like they never seen the sun. Very busy day. They didn't know how to act when they come out of their houses. I was saying that people, it's like
Yeah,
they
we're
never
pretty
seen the
much
sun
running day
before.
and night.
And they didn't know how to act when they come out of their houses.
There was a small fire up in the library. where there was air conditioners, there was a small fire up at the library, or one of our officers conducted an investigation, reviewed some damage. Video, they have new video up there. So one of our officers conducted an investigation, viewed some video. So we were able to identify there were 2 juveniles involved. Very good equipment. The one juvenile that actually. So we were able to set the fire that caused the damage. Juveniles involved. His negligence caused the one juvenile that actually was charged with set the fire that caused the damage. His negligence caused charges, including he was charged with felony counts of arson, and several misdemeanor charges, including criminal mischief and damage. And at the present time, he's lodged in the juvenile facility until a hearing is held.
All right, resolved by the City Council, City of Collinsville. Resolution of the City of Collinsville, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, approving amendment to the Articles of Incorporation of the Collinsville Municipal Authority, extending the term of existence of the authority to a date 50 years from the date of approval of the amendment by the Secretary of the Commonwealth. I so move. Is there a second? Second. We have gifts.
Yeah, I can give a brief description of that. Municipal authorities in Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have a maximum lifespan of years, so every so often they have to be reinstated to extend for 50 years. As a condition of a lot of financing, this is a requirement to ensure that they're going to continue to be in existence so they can get that financing over a long term. So this is in connection with their proposed project for their sewage treatment. In order to line up the financing for that, they need to make sure that they have this fulfilled. So this will continue the existence of the municipal authority for another 50 years.
Is it just Collinsville has to do that? Is it Department or authority?
We're the only ones that have to do that because we're constituting this. They just have agreements with the
Did we have time on this, or wasn't there enough time to cover the mortgage of the new project?
It would be on the new project. I mean, this is in anticipation of the new project. So as part of their financing package for the new project, they need to show that they're going to be in existence.
What I meant was, did they have like 15 more years left on the old contract?
There was some time.
But it starts just back at 50.
City Clerk, take a vote. Councilman Topper? Yes. Councilman Key?
Yes.
Councilman Carpenter? Yes. Councilwoman Zinn?
Yes.
Mayor Lynch?
Yes. Part-time dispatcher, police department. Be resolved by the City Council, City of Collinsville, to hire Edward Youngkin as a part-time dispatcher for the Collinsville Police Department at an hourly rate of $7.75 per hour, not to exceed 35 hours per week. Money to be taken from the line item 410-145. I submit there a second. Second. Chief, is this replacing Alex or is this replacing Pat?
Alex.
Alex, okay. Is she now, are we gonna still use her, like, as a fill-in or not?
She resigned.
So she's done now. Okay. City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilwoman Zinn?
Yes.
Councilman Carpenter? Yes. Councilman Topper? Yes. Councilman Key?
Yes.
Yes. Hospital. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to grant Highlands Hospital permission to widen the alley along Old Zachariah College School, traveling east. The purpose of this is for parking entrance will have the building like traffic travels both east and west on said alley to to and from entrance, all costs be absorbed by Haddon's cost. I so move as their second.
Second.
I'm excited for this, because this means they're rapidly advancing on their remodel of that school. I know I just recently saw they're gonna be adding 90 new jobs by the end of the year. I think 60 of them are gonna be at their autism school, which is amazing. This is such a huge deal for the city, so I'm very, very excited for Highlands and all the future plans they have to expand up there.
Driving that alley, it's plenty wide to go both ways. But the only concern I have is with people backing out of the garages they have so close to that. We've given permission, but we haven't, this is not a mandate, they must do that. Is this correct?
Yeah.
So it's
correct,
optional
yeah.
for them,
Exactly.
but they do have plenty of ground to do that. Because really another 25 feet would be nice up there to give the property owners some buffer coming up. But it is plenty wide. Would you say it's 20 foot out? 20 foot. And I'm like that. I'm all for it. I'm excited what they're doing.
Yeah, well, we definitely could tell them that we're supportive of that light, the alley, the better, less complaints, probably, I'd say, from the traffic starts flowing up there. It's definitely changing.
I can see that happen. I can. The drive, the little garages that they have are right up against the alley. There's no way they're gonna be able to back out, hardly pull out without being able to see. Is that something in the future, if we, deem it that necessary, then we come back and say, okay, now you gotta widen the alley?
Well, yeah, and there's a process under the third class city code for doing that. This, we'll be using their property, so this is just voluntary, that gives them permission to do that, widen the alley as they see fit. In the future, if the city did want to formally widen the alley, given the amount of traffic that's back there, and the people's garages there, there's a procedure to go through the third class city code. This doesn't require them to widen that alley, this just gives them permission to use their property currently to extend widen that alley, make it part of the city's.
Well, I just said, remember, see Clark talk to.
Well, their plan, they submitted to us for it to apply. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and
So
that's
some
what
we're
we're
very
doing,
supportive
so,
of,
yeah.
so we can make sure they limit the complaints up there as much as possible.
Okay.
See Clark, take a vote.
Councilwoman Zink.
Yes.
Councilman Topper. Yes. Councilman Scarpia.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Cruisers off bid. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to place off for bid a 2013 Chevy Impala Police Cruiser vehicle will be sold in is condition. All bids must be accompanied by a certified check for 10% of the bid price. Bids will be accepted up until 4 p.m. on May 14, 2018 at City Hall, 110 North Orange Street, Collinsville, PA 15425. That's the move, is there a second? Which one is this, Chief?
Excuse me?
Which car is this we're getting rid of? The 20?
That's old car 40, which is a black Chevy Impala.
It will look nothing like a police car whenever we sell it. There's no
No.
lights, no sirens, nothing, so people
They're
think
already-
you're buying a police car.
They're already off of it. The only thing that's still on it is the police on both sides and the Connellsville emblem on each side, which need to be removed before we get rid of it.
Yes, we definitely have that on.
Right.
Okay, City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Key.
Yes.
Councilman Scarpia.
Yes.
Councilman Topper.
Yes.
Councilwoman Suzanne.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes. All right, this is gonna give our city clerk permission to sign off on the paperwork for the sale. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to grant the city clerk permission to sign off on any needed paperwork to sell of the 2013 Chevy Impala. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Scarpia.
Yes.
Councilman Topper. Yes. Councilman Key.
Yes.
Councilwoman Suzanne.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna modify some community block development money. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to modify their FFY 2015 CDBG program as follows, and to direct the Collinsville Redevelopment Authority to file appropriate paperwork with DCED. One, to modify the city's FFY 2015 CDBG program to change the recreation activity location from Mounds Park to Second Ward Playground. Two, to modify the city's FFY 2015 CDBG program to eliminate the sidewalk activity and reallocate the $41,000 to the road reconstruction project. New activity budget, $162,000, as well as change the location from Murphy Avenue to Francis Avenue. So move as our second. The redevelopment authority, at their meeting last night, voted to move this money for us. Once we pass this resolution tonight, it would now be resubmitted to the DCED, and hopefully with their very quickly response, and maybe fingers crossed, we'll be able to put bids out in May for the paving project at East Francis, because that needs to be done now. I am excited because when we finally do have that road paved, we're gonna have a new road, we'll be then installing sidewalks up that hill, which is gonna be really, really nice for people to use that every day, to be able to walk on the sidewalk, not in the street. And then we'll be talking about putting in speed bumps. Right, Chief?
We're filling those in.
Yeah, we're filling those in. Yes, needed. Yes, but I'm excited for this. I just hope that the turnaround time really works out for us, and they review it and give the approval so we can get it out in May with the turnaround time by the end of summer to have that road paved, because it is going to be, it's a long time coming, and it's kind of an embarrassment how bad that road is. City Clerk, take the vote. Councilman Key?
Yes.
Councilman Fian?
Yes.
Councilman Scarpia?
Yes.
Councilman Palmer?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Real quick reminders. April 19th is Dad's Matter at Carnegie Library here in town, 11 a.m. to noon. Earn while you learn. For more information, 724-430-4907. Our recycling days for April are the 24th and 25th of April. In May, it'll be the 15th and 16th, 29th and 30th. April 21st, Porter Theater will have their Bluegrass Moongrass concert. It's at 5 p.m. You can check out the Porter Theater Facebook page for more information. April 21st, the General Braddock's Fish Club, which is an awesome new club that has been stocking our Yawk River for the last month. On the 21st, they're going to stock another 750 fish in the river. They'll put some in at the McRae Raw Bridge by Martucci's Funeral Home, and then they'll also be down at the Memorial Bridge down at our boat ramp, putting in fish down there.
I think they are gonna have something going along with that.
That's what the fish day is, down here. The kids' day, April 24th, which is next Tuesday, is our rescheduled comprehensive public meeting, public planning meeting. It's at Murphy Hall from 4 to 7. I encourage you, all citizens, anyone that does business in the city, if you're a business owner, if you live in the townships and you use Collinsville, come to the meeting, give your input. There's going to be a survey there that we're asking all residents and anyone who attends to fill out for us. Help us help to guide the committee that's going the comprehensive plan on how you all feel the city should go over the next 10 years. And this is a very, very important plan that's going on now that will guide the city on how we're going to see the future and how we're going to take the city in one direction. So please plan to come. We want everyone there. It's going to be a good night. April 26th is the last day to mail in your Rotary Club grants. Applications are available at City Hall. Your requests are made for improvements that will benefit the city as many people as possible for non-profit groups and civic groups. April 28th is going to be our rescheduled citywide volunteer cleanup. We'll be meeting up at Yawk Park at 8 a.m. and then we're going to distribute out the t-shirts. And the nice thing is that we're going to, hopefully for a nice day, it looks right now it's going to be 50-50. But we're hoping to send volunteers out all over the city to give a good cleaning of the city so we can be ready for the summer.
Clubhouse Pizzeria is generously donating hot dogs for that day. I know that Fox's Pizza is gonna provide a pizza party for all the volunteers at the end at 3 o'clock down at Yacht Park. So I want to thank the local businesses for supporting this. Thank you to Cellular Garden Center. They're the sponsor along with the health insurance store. About this, without Aaron and Mary Beth, because this has really been Aaron's Soul Broad's baby for the last 5 years. The city is definitely getting cleaner. Each year we're cleaning up less and less. There's not a large amount of garbage. It's just a normal wear and tear that we're cleaning up, which is great. Okay, moving into, and also the night of the comprehensive plan, we're going to be doing having a sign-up sheet for any resident, anyone who want to participate. It's going to be the Connellsville Walkabout. They're going to be doing a walkabout, a walk audit of the city. They're going to determine, what Connellsville roads, intersections, sidewalks can become more safe and walkable for all. We want the city to be a much open. We want people when they come in, bikers off the trail, anyone to feel safe when they're on their streets, on their sidewalks. And that is going to be on Thursday, May 24th. We're going to meet up here at City Hall. It's from 6 to 8. There will be, I think there is going to be, after the walk, we're going to all come back to City Hall, and there's going to be light refreshments for all the individuals that volunteer, but it's fun. I know that I got the Fit Band Studio women that are going to participate that night. If you have any groups, anybody who wants to come, please join us. This is a very another important part of our comprehensive plan. And more the merrier, the more the input, the better. So it's Thursday, May 24th, 6 to 8 here at City Hall. May 5th is the Greater Chamber of Commerce's community yard sale. We're hoping for good weather. I think it's $5. You can get your address put in a map that the chamber will be giving out for people to go all over our city to find all their wares that they're looking for. That is good. The 5th is going to be a very busy day for the city. It's also the day of the kayak race, correct? May 5th, it's going to be a kayak race. It's going to start at River Park, and it's going to end at 25-mile race, which will end at West Newton. Somewhere West Newton, trail there. So there is a Facebook page. You can check the Connellsville Recreation Board's Facebook page for more information on that event. And it's going to be, I think they're expecting a few hundred people to participate, so it's going to be a pretty big event. And I know that the rec board is talking about on May 4th having a spaghetti dinner for the participants of the race and anyone else who would come down to Yacht River Park and hang out, have a good dinner. It's a good fundraiser for the Parks and Recreation Board. Also on May 5th is the Fayette County's Hard to Recycle program at the fairgrounds. It's from 9 to 2. I encourage anyone that has electronics and TVs, this is the only way to legally dispose of your electronics. Please do not throw them alongside our roadways, over hills. Believe me, I'm all over this county every day. I see it everywhere, and it's pretty disgusting. We do have ways of legally getting rid of these materials. I wish there was a better plan and we could have it more often, but it is what it is. Please take advantage of it. I know the city is working on having one over the summer. When we get that in place, we will make that known to the city residents, but right now we're just in planning phases. The Amish Donuts are going to be back for the summer. May 5th, down at the PNC parking lot here downtown from 8 a.m. to noon. That will be during the community yard sale. May 6th is the Fallen Officers 5K at our Yacht River Park. If you have not heard about that yet, check out their Facebook page. It's the Fallen Officers 5K. Hoping that people will participate. That is going to be a good fundraiser for the Fallen Officers Fund. May 12th is the Fayette County Train Day at the canteen. It's free. It's also our garbage day, our spring garbage day for the city. So we're asking the residents to please do not put your garbage on your curb until the 11th. Anytime before the 11th, our healthcare officer, Mr. Curry, will be paying you a nice courtesy visit to ask you not to put it out there until the They're not taking electronics, they're not taking any kind of toxic chemicals, any kind of building materials. Please do not put that on your curb. They will not take tires, they do not take tires either. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. So please don't put it out there because you will have to take it back in because the advanced disposal will not be taken in. Any kind of refrigerators and freezers have to have the Freon has to be removed. It has to be tagged. If it's not tagged, they will not take it. So please make the proper. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, fake news. If it's not tagged, they will not take it. Yes, the scrappers will be out all night. So if you have a lot of metal material, put it in your curb. They will come and get it. Believe me, and it's a good thing. And also on May 12th, I tell you, from here on out, we're gonna have so many events going on here in the city, so there's a lot to do there. The Braddock's Fish Club is actually having a kids' day down at the York River Park. It's from 10 a.m. to 1. They're gonna be cooking out down there. I don't know if they're gonna be giving out hot dogs. Right now, they're collecting donations from local businesses. Their hopes is to give away 50 fishing poles that day to the kids. If you would like to donate food, if you would like to donate any kind of gift certificates, gift cards, money for them to purchase these items, please call 724-626-0872. And I just want to thank them so much. It's amazing what they do. They are gonna, they've already put in almost 2,000 fish, I think, into the York already. I think they said for the year they're gonna have over 8,500 fish will be put in our York River. It's a lot of state program. It gives them a great amount of that for those fish. But I just want to thank them because it takes a lot of time and effort. It's not easy.
They're working with Collinsville Sportsmen also.
Yes, the Collinsville Sportsmen are going to be stocking the river too. But the Collinsville Sportsman does not announce their stocking, and I understand why. But I appreciate Collinsville Sportsmen too. It's not easy because they got to load trucks, they got to drop them down, they got to dump them out. It's not like they just have a thing right into the river and they just go in. They have to literally load their trucks up with these fish. It's a lot of time and effort on their part. So I want to thank them. May 19th is the New Haven Hose Neon Nights 5K, best 5K of the year, the only night race you'll have in this area. It's a wonderful, fun event. And the best part, all the money raised goes to our volunteer fire department here at New Haven Hose. Amy Gross, she does an amazing job organizing this race. You know, it's a fun race. You know, people dress up. They do the glow sticks. They do the lights. I mean, they do the costumes, everything. So, you just want to, if you're looking one time to do a 5K race, and you want to walk a race, this is a really fun one to do because it's not really, you're not competing. You know, people are doing it for the fun part and to raise money for the Haven Hose. Do I forget any events?
Mayor, this Saturday, there's a color run at Dunbar Trotter Stadium. It's a 3K, and it's this Saturday. It's at 4 o'clock. And it's a color run for Dunbar, for Collinsville schools. I believe it's the elementary.
Oh, the elementary schools. Right. Okay. Dunbar's having theirs.
No, this is for the elementary schools, it's Dunbar Trotter. It's a 3K color run where they spray that.
Is that open to the public or is that just?
Open to the public.
It's open to the public.
Yeah, 4 o'clock, I believe, is registration, 4:15 or 4:30.
Trotter Field?
Trotter Field.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, this should be up on our YouTube channel tomorrow, so it should be, I don't know if it'll be on Armstrong time. It'll definitely be online tomorrow, so they can share that. I think there is a website too.
There's a website for it.
Do you know what it is?
I think it's on the Facebook page. I mean, if you type in Collinsville 3K color run, it'll bring it up for the Collinsville School District.
So Saturday the 21st, 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Let's hope for good weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially that's fun. I know that those kids will have a good time. Anything else? Did I forget anything else?
On May 3rd, the Collinsville Library will be having a program in the morning, probably from 11 to 3. It's to celebrate their 115 years of being up and running. It's a great board, it's a great building, so we're going to do some light refreshments and stuff that's still in planning phases. But we want to invite the public that might not have seen the library, come in and see what it has to offer, to come in and see what that building has, because it's 115 years old this year, and it's still going strong. So stop by.
I don't see the Duke Drain Festival on here. That's the weekend of Memorial Day, correct? The Saturday of Memorial Day, from 9 to 5 downtown. I know we already pretty close. Okay, with that, I'm going to pass it over to you, Councilman Keating.
Thank you, Mayor. I do not have any resolutions this evening. I just want to say that, as Treasurer Weaver said, the money is coming into the city, which is great. The budget seems to be very much on track, which is our first part here. We're having our first department head budget planning session April 25th at 9:30. So we'll just be pulling together, making sure that we're 25% through, that all the budget line items are 25%. And if not, we can try to figure out why, and if they're even better, we're gonna be even happier. So that's on the 25th, and I'll update the council in May about how we stand, but other than that, that's all I have.
Are we talking about when we're gonna pay this camera off?
Soon, very soon.
Are we looking like soon, like May?
Once
June?
we get the money's there now, probably to do it. Once we get put books up, so we have a better idea how we are. So that's what it sounds. You're gonna be as much as you can have. You know, we better safe than sorry.
We'll know on the 25th when we do those numbers. That's the goal, is to wait until we see how everybody falls in line. And I figure at the May thing, we can probably make that decision. I would like to do it in May. I think that might be saying it too early, but
I think it's very realistic.
I think it's realistic, yeah.
And then how, Mayor, last year, how's the business registration coming in? Good?
It's coming along. Yes. We're catching quite a few, and I didn't check it with last year, but business licenses for March was 1,700. So we're about $7,000 or $8,000.
In already, wow. Awesome. And just a reminder, I know the weather's been not doing good, so the lawn care people have them in full steam and working, but that's one area of the city. I think we have a lot of small business coming in, and they're not getting the business registration. And just so you know that if you are doing business in the city of Collinsville, you must get a $30 business registration. And it's just, it is what it is.
7,250. 7,250
so
far.
All we ask is you come down to City Hall, get your $30 business registration license, and this way you're legally allowed to do your business in the city. That's all we're asking. Because we are watching. I know everybody on council here, if they see something, we're definitely checking with Joyce to see if they have registered. If they have not, then I know that our process is to contact them and remind them of the $30 registration. Money is well spent. It goes into our budget. It's in our general fund. We just want to be equal here. All the business owners who pay every year, we never have to remind them. We just want to be fair and equal. That's what this $30 does. So, thank you. Just want to throw it out there because I know. Okay. Good. All right. Over to you, Councilman Carpiak.
Thank you, Mayor. In your package, you can see what the street department's been up to. I did sign a requisition for the last load of salt this week, which I hope we don't take any out for, so we should be good to go there. Winter's coming to an end. Hopefully, got a hand to the guys that did a good job this year. As usual, though, really. So, if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. I do have some resolutions here. It's going to start off by, be resolved by City Council of the City of Collinsville to open all bids for the 2018 street paving program. And I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Topper?
Yes.
Carpiak?
Yes.
Councilman Kazan?
Yes.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Mayor Lynch?
Yes.
Slip. Is this full now?
We all have this stuff?
El Grande is what I have right now.
Okay. Total bid amount, $122,423.60.
Yeah.
$122,423.60.
Next one will be from Lino.
This is all drawn down.
Yeah,
Oh, wrong, there's the second one.
122, 426, 60.
26 or 23.
Nobody's pre-opening this thing.
Jeez.
Nice.
Projectiles. This is from
Lino.
total bid amount, $111,980.40. 111,980.
What I do like about this contract is that it's a 60-day contract, so there's not gonna be November paving. We're gonna be paving by June, right? It'll probably be done by June.
This is Morgan Excavation.
Total bid amount, $118,128.70.
This is from Dairy Contracting.
There's two really long streets in there, so I don't think was fine.
Commissioner, since I have you here, I talked earlier, we started on the Apple Street project this week. You all gave us that LSA money, so, thank you. I moved. I just moved over here. I was like, you said it. Sorry, thank you. I mean, I would thank you guys, you all, since we've been talking about it, but yeah, they started this week, so I know that, I can't wait for when it's done to see, when we have a first torrential downpour to see.
Got some 6 weeks funded.
Yeah, yes, that's what we haven't got it. Once we get that in, I know that there's the residents up there on East Apple are gonna be super, super pumped about that drain. Those drains being put in. And we're gonna be no more flooding out their front yards anymore. And then all the water that comes down to the bottom of here, down the bottom of the east.
Hopefully the water will let
This
us
was-
too.
Yes.
Just
So where would that,
next one.
where would that discharge into, when it comes to the bottom of the street?
Well, there's a drain here, but it'll be all caught now at the top of the hill instead of all running down through the city.
Sorry.
This is from Dairy.
Construction, $125,525.
Next one's from Victor Paving. I haven't read it. Why are you looking for that one? Get it?
109,000. 891.50.
Oh, Victor?
Yes. 109, 891.
This is from Ligonier Construction. We have a total bid amount here of $149,405. $149,405.
Is that all?
Victor did last year.
Carrie, were these people that picked up packets or turned packets in?
Those were just people that picked them up.
Okay.
Thought we had 7, no? That's what Shelley said today, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean, that's
maybe
all
she
we have.
definitely would not misplace it.
Right.
Well, Victor Paving did our paving last year. According to our solicitor, they also got Dunbar Township's paving for this year too, so they will be already working in this area. So, let's get ahead of the year, unless you have some. No, we'll take a look at everything, but was everything well? Is there any recommendation? I'm definitely for avoiding them, just because we know what they've done. And also, and the best part is they got a 60-day limit, not 6 months. That's the best part, and I appreciate Karen so much. Because you know that drove me insane over there, I'm not getting it done,
Okay, you ready? Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to accept the bid of Victor Paving at $109,891.50 for the 2018 street paving program. Money to be paid for by city liquid fuels account, pending review and approval of city solicitor, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Hopper?
Yes.
Councilman Carpio?
Yes.
Councilwoman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Mayor Link.
Yes. Very excited about that.
This will be for hiring the summer help. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to hire Aaron Nicholson, Dean Peterson, and Shane Mancuso as summer workers for the Public Works Department at the rate of $7.50 per hour for a maximum of 35 hours per week for the summer season. Such costs will be taken from line item 01430-145. And I so move.
Is there a second? Just want to say that I would thank Recreation Board for
helping out in this situation. They are gonna donate a little bit of their money from their account to help us hire the fourth summer help, so we're gonna definitely put them to work. We're gonna have a lot of things to do this summer. Dean is actually here tonight. He's excited to get started.
Well, we would've been, we could have only had two if it wouldn't have been for the rec club, so.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to getting them busy, and that means we're into the summer months, so it's gonna be a good time. City clerk, take a vote.
Who seconded it?
Oh, Paul. Ready? Yes, city clerk, take a vote.
Councilwoman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford? Yes. Councilman Carpenter?
Yes.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, for some more paving. Or no, this is for, green light go traffic lights. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to place out for bid materials as per PennDOT, 408 and TC 8800 standards, and labor, for upgrading the local traffic lights and equipment at numerous intersections within the City of Collinsville. Bid packets are available on the, or will be available on the Widmer Engineering site, and bids will be received until 4 p.m. on May 14th, 2018 at Widmer Engineering Office at 225 West Crawford Avenue, Collinsville, PA 15425. Funding through PennDOT's Green Light Go grant and the city's liquid fuels account. And I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
So there's a lot of companies that do this.
We have about 5, 6 bids. I was surprised.
This is good. We're gonna do all LED upgrades.
LEDs will be on 3rd Street, right out here, Argent Crawford, and Snyder Street will also have LED.
So right here is on LED already? We just got the timing thing more?
That was last, that was the first phase.
Is that gonna replace the boxes too, like the control boxes?
It'll do some upgrades in there. Honestly, the main one right here is this traffic light, because the paving done repairs. That's a big fix for us.
I'm excited for all this. You say clerk, I need to vote.
Amazing what you can do with money.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilman Carpenter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes.
And that is all I have, Mayor.
All right. Did a lot. Thank you, Councilman Carpenter. Over to you, Councilwoman Suzanne.
First, I just want to remind everyone that our summer camp sign-ups will be beginning soon. We're going to be offering volleyball, tennis, basketball, soccer, flag football, and possibly cross-country we added this year. We're still kind of debating over that, I think. We'd like to have at least 10 children per camp signed up to make it worthwhile for the coach to put in the time. It's going to be twice a week as usual, 1.5 to 2 hours each session, twice a week. You can sign up online if you go to our website. You can come down here to City Hall. You can send our Facebook page a message, and we'll get the application to you. We're going to have all the information sent home to the schools, so keep an eye out for that. It'll have the flyer's going to have all the information that's pertinent to any kind of children's activities all summer long, basically throughout the whole city, not just the recreation board, but anything that you just take your family to or young kids to. What else? I think that's about it. That's the newest thing. My resolution just wants to put someone new on the recreation board. I'm very happy about that, and we're getting another softball league in our field. So. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to approve the use of Woodruff Field for the Collinsville Softball League to play on Sundays beginning April 22nd, 2018 until September 16, 2018. League to be charged a rate of $150 per team, $150 per team. The league is also responsible for the owner liability insurance.
Is there a second?
Second.
Hopefully the weather changes and we can actually use the field.
Snow?
Miserable. I know that you were calling about it on there, right? All right,
City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Councilman Parkey? Yes. Councilman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Hopper?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Connellsville to appoint Tracy Peterson to the Connellsville Recreation Board effective immediately, term to expire the first Monday in January 2019, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
And now we're gonna have the whole Peterson family completely on board with the city. See? It's contagious, Jeff.
No, you still got a couple.
Well, I'm saying. So we appreciate Tracy to be involved in, just the rec board wants as much involvement as possible because they're very active board, so I look forward to Tracy doing her thing. City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Parkey? Yes. Councilman Hopper?
Yes.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Councilman Suzanne?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes.
That's it. Thank you.
Just another reminder is, pavilion rentals. If you're still thinking about renting a pavilion at East Park or Yacht Park or Mounds Creek Park, do it now, because the days are filling up fast. All you have to do is come down and put a deposit down with Shelley to hold the date, and you will have that, for whatever date you're choosing, because there's only so many Saturdays and Sundays on the weekend for you to have an event, and they are definitely, filling up fast.
Our website has a calendar now that shows the venues.
Awesome.
Yes.
Also.us, you can go on there and check the calendar for park rentals. Please do that, because it's, you know, and if you're looking for a really nice, private party for a park, it's Mounds Creek Park. There's one pavilion, the whole park will be yours for a certain price. And, you know, we're gonna soon have the tennis courts there are gonna be finished. I'm hoping once the weather breaks that the contractor for the fencing is down. We're gonna get that new tennis courts and shuffleboard courts, put in. Williams, the awesome Williams company, who has completely adopted the city of Connellsville for their Day of Caring every year, and they've done so many upgrades to our parks, are right now, I think, most likely gonna add fencing to the Mounds Creek ball field down there this year on May 2nd as their Day of Caring, which I'm so excited and thankful for them. So we'll have another field for the Little League to use, for girls softball to use. It's a public park, and just be something, just another added bonus for Mounds Creek Park. And just thank you to the Williams, because they're amazing employees, wonderful company, and they just do so much for us. I mean, it's amazing what they do, and we never be able to thank them for everything. So, all right, thank you, Councilwoman Tizan, and now over to you, Councilman Popper.
All right, the health officer's report is in your pack. I do know, you know, spring is supposedly here. Summer's coming, grass is gonna start growing. Please keep the grass cut. That'll be another visit by Mr. Curry that might not go so well if you don't, but you know, it's just kind of one of those things, yes, very easily avoided. If you have a problem, there's plenty of people out there that do it, that you can hire or whatever, but keep the grass cut. It's a very, very simple task. New Haven hose report, 19 alarms for the month of March. Nothing really crazy. Did assist the police on a river rescue, so it was an opportunity to take the boat out and test the water, so to speak. It was pretty quick and easy rescue, so thankfully. And I guess.
Thanks for the help, it was much appreciated.
No problem, yeah, the river was cold that day, but it makes it a lot easier, nobody has to get in, and they did have we hosted a countywide Amtrak emergency training. This is, you know, an Amtrak official comes in, and he's from, I believe he said he's from Philadelphia, but he has kind of the whole eastern part of the United States. They've been kind of downsizing their roles. There used to be 12 of them, now there's only 7, so this guy travels all around and hosts these. Plenty of fire departments from the area responded, or came to the class, and it was a good class, and it goes over a lot of different aspects, you know, not just derailments, but how to deal with any incidents on the rail yards and anything that has to do with anything down in that area. Average 10 firefighters per alarm, 144 miles driven by New Haven Hose Company. That's it. All right, I do have one resolution.
Before you get the resolution, can I just say one thing?
Yeah, sure.
Getting back to the river rescue boat, The one thing that the New Haven hose is lacking right now that they need are the wetsuits to go with the boat, because that day they were in real normal equipment, and if they had to get in the water, they probably would be going to a local hospital for hypothermia, like the idiot that jumped in the water that caused all this problem, because he is an idiot. And I just want to throw it out there. The suits are around $1,300. New Haven Hose is going to be, we're going to try to fundraise. If any clubs, local clubs would like to adopt New Haven Hose and maybe purchase one of these wetsuits for their river rescue, please get in touch with Chief Popper or Councilman Popper. Let them know you're interested. Assistant
How
Chief
many
Layton.
suits are they?
They're looking for 4. They just need 4 suits right now. If we can raise the money, I told them I would do everything I can to shake people down for this money, because it's a much needed thing. Unbelievably, this river rescue just shows that we need that equipment. We have the boat. We have a lot that goes with the boat, but we don't have the suits. The suits we need to have that for the safety of our volunteers. And I'm hoping that the community again will, somebody out there, business owner, anybody who wants to adopt New Haven will please come forward, let us know, let Councilman Topper or Chief Topper or Assistant Jeff Layton know, and they'll kindly give you a tax deductible donation for your sponsorship of that suit. So, I just
No,
want to
that's
say
okay,
that.
because you actually reminded me that the fund drive letters will be going out. That's the time of year where we usually put out these fund drive letters. Fundraising in the city is difficult. There's a lot of people doing it. Any donation you can give, no donation is too small, and it is greatly appreciated. We'll be putting that out into the papers and on our Facebook page. And Mayor Lincoln mentioned the Neon Nights 5K race, which is becoming one of our bigger fundraisers, and is a big hit in town. I know everybody has a good time doing it. Amy Gross and her husband Ron Gross do a very good job of organizing it. It's not easy to put together, so get on and register and have yourself a blast.
I can't wait.
It's a good time.
May 19th. Saturday.
All right. I'm going to get into this resolution here. To introduce Bill number 1 of 2018, to introduce an ordinance of the City of Connellsville, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, implementing a volunteer service credit program and establishing credits for city earned income tax or city real estate tax, active volunteers, first responders, and establishing rules and procedures to claim such credit. Whereas the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has adopted Act 172 of 2016, allowing tax credits for volunteer first responders. Nice and moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
You want to give like a little brief breakdown?
What this is, an effort, if you follow volunteer fire service, numbers are dwindling. There's been a balance between paid departments and volunteer departments, and a lot of municipalities have been cutting back on the paid departments, so you're kind of leaning more on volunteer departments to fill that void, and it's getting harder and harder to find volunteers. I actually know a lot of towns that are going the other way now, that have gone back towards having to hire people because the volunteers numbers just aren't there. So the state introduced a bill. It was our Representative Ryan Warner's bill to help kind of alleviate the pain of volunteer organizations. So this will give us the ability to give a tax credit or property tax rebate to members who join, and not only join, but the way we set the parameters are you can be a member of any volunteer fire service. It does not have to be New Haven Hose here in the city of Connellsville. You can join any of the outlying companies. When we get a big enough fire, everybody's here anyway. So whether you're a member of Connellsville Township, South Connellsville, Morrell, Vanderbilt, Dunbar, Dawson, any which way you want to go, if you live inside the city of Connellsville, you are eligible to receive this tax benefit. To receive it, it is not as easy as joining the fire department. You must be very active. I know setting the parameters of this, we wanted to make it, I don't want to use the word difficult, but not easy. You got to receive the first level of tax credit, the first level of $200. You have to make 50% of fire calls or 50% of fundraisers. That's not easy. I know New Haven, we ran 305 calls last year, so you're taking a good chunk of your time responding to fire calls or responding to, or coming to fundraisers. There is a second level where you can receive an additional $200. You must qualify under the first level, so you have to make the 50% of calls or 50% of fundraisers, which is difficult. On top of that, you can, there's several training levels that you can achieve. You can take 68 hours of state certified training. That's not in-house training, that is state certified training. You can, or pass your fourth module. To pass your fourth module, you will have completed over 160 hours of training, and they break it down into 40-hour. When I first joined, it was 88 hours. Even before that, it used to only be 44 hours. It now is, I believe, 166 hours to be considered just the entry-level firefighter training, which is one of the reasons it's very difficult to get young members. You know, you're 18 years old, you're thinking about college and stuff. You're not thinking about taking 166 hours of volunteer firefighter training. So if you pass the fourth module, which is ending that, sometimes it takes a couple of years. So the year that you pass the fourth module, you can qualify. But again, you have to go back and have also responded to 50% of calls or fundraisers. Firefighter 1 or Firefighter 2. So any of those 4 training parameters. And again, the Firefighter 1, Firefighter 2, very difficult. Takes several months of, they give like a practice course, and then there's a practical test and a written test that you must pass to achieve that. I know I have a hard time making calls. You get busy, you get a family, you got a job, you got other civic organizations you might belong to. I can honestly say I haven't come close to responding to 50% of fire calls even as active as I've ever been. That's very difficult. Fundraisers, not so difficult, but you're still putting in a pretty good effort. That's where we need, that's where we make our money. That's how we stay afloat. So that is also an area that is truly needed, not just volunteer firefighters, but fundraisers. So in effort to do that, effort to help, like I said, not just New Haven, Connellsville Township, South Connellsville, Morel, we'd like to pass this and make this something that really helps us get members and retain members, not only that, active members, which is another key aspect of that. Several municipalities have already done it, Perry, Wharton Township, and I think it's a really good thing.
I think it's a wonderful thing. I think besides a recruiting tool, I think it's a thank you, a small thank you for putting your life on the line for the city every day when you go out on these calls, because you really don't know what's going to happen, especially when you respond to a fire. When you guys are up in the mountains on your ladder battling that apartment fire last week. I mean, it was what 3-4 days in a row you're battling house fires. So you don't know. I mean, when you go to these things, it's just like our police officers respond to calls. We just don't know how's it going to go. But I think this is a positive ordinance. I thank Representative Warner for doing it. Acknowledging the wonderful work our volunteer firemen do in the Commonwealth and not only here. But thank Councilman Hopper and our health board for working so hard on this and getting down to where we're at now.
Yeah, I really want to thank the health board. They, Jeff's here. It's a lot of members. This isn't something that we rushed into. We took a lot of time going over the fine print and trying to make sure we cover all the bases and make it fair, that this is not just something that you can join the fire department tomorrow and receive a tax credit. You've got to be very active. The way it's written, that is a level of dedication that few volunteer firefighters reach. So.
Yeah. First of all, I vote yes. Okay. Now, after that, I think it falls a little short because the state didn't get involved. They're not giving the tax credit. I'd like to see the county be involved. I'd like to see the school district be involved. Now we're talking some money. So I think with what we're talking about in the city of Connellsville is less than $2,000 or something like that.
I mean, it really depends on how many people take advantage of it, so.
Well, with the standards being what they are now, they're pretty high. I don't know that you're gonna get the Coleman Joe, just, you know, lack of better terms, falling off school, wants to be a fireman. Maybe if they were relaxed. I know in numbers, well, the more numbers, the more chances you have of getting somebody up. From what I've read of it, there's gonna be a lot of responsibility put on city clerk. I'd like to see somewhere around that.
Fire chief.
Yeah, fire chief too. And even with the council approving every one of these. And I have the utmost faith in who hates
Yeah.
And it hit me that, you know, could there be fraud involved? Fraud pretty much everywhere you go. But we count on the chiefs to be just that, leaders in their community. He's that. He's not just a leader there, he's a leader in our community too. And, but the bookkeeping end of it, I'm a little concerned with. The amount of time that it's gonna take here. I kinda think that there should have been a little bit more put in the tax office and not on the city clerk. I see tax office take care of
I'm
most of
sure
that.
our auditor is gonna have
Yeah.
his input on how we're gonna
Yeah.
handle that through how we're gonna do it. So you never know, it may end up going to the tax office if he's been really pushing a lot of things there.
That's who handles our taxes, and I think it should handle how we handle tax credit too. I took it a step further, I did talk to some accountants, and he said this is gonna add cost to what they do, because you're dealing with Southwest also. Now, how do you verify this is Southwest? All it is a mark on a paper. I understand that the city's gonna have to be involved in that way, some way to verify this. It is gonna be a little bit of a challenge for the accountants. It may end up costing you a little bit more to get your taxes done from an accountant because of the extra steps that he may have to go through. So, as he said, I'm pretty certain there's not a check mark on the standard tax form that you get to fill out your own taxes that can explain this. Will there be an evolution to it? I don't know. But,
I'm sure we can see how it goes. And then maybe fine tune if we see something that's not working.
Hopefully then Southwest, when they get that tax return, which knowledge that's, it obviously made a follow up with the city at that point, confirm this is a legitimate certificate, and then process.
Is that something that, once, if this passes and it becomes next month, law here, is that something we could start with Southwest now?
With good working relationship with Southwest.
Well, first we have to, I guess we have to create the certificate. So we have to create the certificate, maybe get it to them now so they can review it and make sure they see that that's gonna work for them.
And the other corollary to that is that in addition to the firefighters that receive the certificate, there's a certified list that the city would also send to Southwest to match against those certificates when they come in.
So if the firefighters that live in the city that are members of other outside the city fire department, how does that work? Or is that the fire chief's gonna have to come to the city council meetings and
The fire chiefs submit certified eligibility lists that they certify of the list of their members, the residents of the city. Those would have to be submitted to the city by the deadline.
Okay.
Once that's done, the city reviews those eligibility lists, confirms to the city's satisfaction that they are in fact legitimate lists, and have the ability to request documentation and information backing up the certification on those lists. Then the city certifies those lists, and the certification certificate go out to the volunteer firefighters, and the city's certified list then goes to Southwest.
Should we have like a general form that these fire departments should be using? Like that they should all fill the same exact thing out?
Probably be helpful to have that in place. This way,
Connellsville.
yeah, yeah.
We have people live in Connellsville.
Right, I'm just saying, so when their chiefs submit it to us, we have it on our form, so when they, wherever form they even want the same thing. Yeah, and in fact, we should have our form, because our ordinance has a nice feature where we make it addressing the fraud issue again, where we make it a pretty steep criminal offense to submit an inaccurate form. So, we would want that noted on the form when it's submitted, just so people are aware that the city takes this fairly seriously, and so we want to make sure this is accurate information. So, absolutely, we want to have our form. Now, the timeline for it is because this ordinance is already going into effect well into this tax year. The first eligibility list would be for eligibility based on activities in 2017. And then people get certificates based on those eligibilities, use those for their 2018 tax return, income tax return that's filed in 2019, or their 2019 property taxes. So we have a little bit of a time, where we can get our forms in place and coordinate with Southwest Regional to make sure that they understand our forms, let the chiefs know that this is the form that we're using, this is what we expect.
Is there any chance when the state created this that they had sample forms that we should
I have
use?
not
Or
seen any sample forms.
I'll bet there's.
I will say a couple of things, to answer a couple of the questions. This isn't 100% new. The state did do a tax credit before, for volunteer firefighters, and, it was just something you kind of turned in when you turned in your taxes. Southwest is aware. I know Trafford has done these, and they are very familiar with the process and shouldn't really have any issues on their end. The list has to be notarized, and like you said, there is a review period. And I also know, because one of the other discussions was, as a fire chief is have to keep track of, if their member lives in Connellsville Township and they adopt a completely different ordinance with a different set of standards, as a fire chief gonna have to keep track of two different types of, that they qualify for here. I do know Connellsville Township, I've been discussing with them, they are looking, once we get ours in place, at doing the exact same one. And I think that's kind of what's gonna happen with the other departments. They're gonna kind of copy what we did, just as we kind of took notes from some of these other departments. I don't think we're gonna have any kind of crossover with Perry or Wharton Township, but I know, talking to other fire chiefs and municipal leaders, that they're gonna wanna do pretty much what we did, just to keep everything even. And as far as keeping track of everything, the firefighting services gets a little competitive. The guys that come to our bingo know that there's a most calls. There's an elite 25 for guys that have made 25% of calls. Fundraising, if you make a certain amount of fundraisers, you get a little pat on the back at the banquet. And that's almost a competition. There will be no, oh, hey, I'll give you credit for that call. No, because you don't want to kind of hurt yourself in that running. So that's all kept very tight. I was a member of Connellsville Township before. They do an excellent job of record keeping as well. South Connellsville, and all these departments, you got to input this into a computer database nowadays for your responding calls. And that stuff is audited and kept very good track. So I have really no concerns with any of that, and that's why I really, like I said, I really don't feel too worried.
So would it be other fire chiefs working with our fire chief, or do they coordinate with the city clerk for when they have theirs? When they have
their list together, it is their responsibility to just turn it in down here and to get it notarized first and get it in ahead of the review period. And we have a review period, and then you will receive a certificate for when you go to do your taxes.
Well, I agree. I think this is a great thing. I think you guys go above and beyond for your community and everything, and anything we can do to assist, I'm definitely behind that. I, of course, what Councilman Harvey had said, I wish this came with a lot of funding from the state, so that we can give you guys more, we can do more things for us, for you guys. But, if that was the case, hope maybe one day, but
this
I know
might
you
just
guys
be a
can
jumping
help
off
people
point.
get- Yes,
So
this is a start.
Yeah.
Maybe, we can petition for more in the future.
And I really think that's, why the state did it, and why, because everybody is recognizing we're very, very lucky here. Not only here, but, all around this area. We have a lot of strong departments with strong membership, strong firefighters. Not everywhere is as lucky. So that's where these bills are coming from, to try to help retain and enlist members and keep them active, being the key points.
Anything else? City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Carpio.
Yes, again.
Councilwoman Kazan.
Yes.
Councilman Keady.
Yes.
Councilman Topper.
Abstain.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes. All right, good job. Anything else, Council?
No, that's all I have.
All right, well, thank you very much. All right, I want to thank everybody for coming to the meeting tonight. It was nice to have a packed room and not be a negative meeting. So we're gonna take that. And I hope everybody has a good evening. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville that this meeting of City Council does hereby adjourn. I so move as there.
Second.
City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Topper.
Yes.
Councilman Carpio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kazan.
Yes.
Councilman Keady.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes.